Imagine being so forgettable that reality itself doesn't remember you exist. Meet Rob from the Amazing World of Gumball, a character who literally got erased from existence, and somehow that's just the beginning of his problems. Trust me, after hearing what this guy goes through on a daily basis, you'll never complain about your life again.
You left me disfigured, a nobody. But now you've given me a part to play in the world.
Let's rewind to where it all went wrong. Rob used to be just another background character at Elmore Junior High. You know, one of those random students you see walking around but never really notice. He had a normal Cyclops design, went to classes, and lived a perfectly ordinary life in the background. And honestly, that anonymous existence was probably the golden age of his entire timeline. Rob's downfall began with simple curiosity. While most students were busy with their own drama, Rob decided to investigate some weird glitches happening around the school. These weren't your typical animation errors. We're talking reality-bending anomalies that most characters just ignored. But Rob had to stick his nose where it didn't belong. Everything changed in the episode The Void when Gumball and Darwin accidentally sent Rob into a nightmarish dimension called The Void.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Snow, wait! You're so good at this!
Basically, cartoon purgatory where forgotten mistakes and rejected ideas go to die. Picture being trapped in an endless white space with nothing but discarded concepts and animation errors for the company. The Void isn't just empty, it's aggressively nothing, filled with abandoned remnants of failed storylines and characters the writers decided to scrap.
Molly! Molly? What's wrong with her? Molly...
Now, most cartoon characters would just vanish forever in a situation like this, but Rob's story takes a much darker turn. He spent what felt like an eternity in this dimensional prison, slowly watching pieces of himself get corrupted by the raw chaos of discarded reality. The Void doesn't just trap you, it actively breaks down everything that makes you who you are.
What are you guys doing? Well, I don't know. I thought using these would be a good idea. Dude, everything here's a bad idea. Do I have to spell it out for you?
When Rob finally escaped the Void, he wasn't the same person who went in. The experience literally corrupted his data. Half his face was pixelated and glitched, his voice became distorted and mechanical, and worst of all, nobody remembered who he used to be. Imagine waking up one day and discovering your best friends don't recognize you, your family treats you like a stranger, and your own reflection looks like a computer virus having an existential crisis. The psychological impact of this transformation can't be overstated. Rob didn't just lose his original appearance, he lost his entire identity. Every relationship, every memory others had of him, every connection to his past life got wiped clean. He became a living ghost, technically alive but completely disconnected from the world he once belonged to. So what does Rob do with this cosmic injustice? He makes the logical choice and decides to become Gumball's nemesis. After all, if Gumball and Darwin hadn't been messing around with those glitches, none of this would have happened. It's a reasonable motivation for revenge, right? Well, that's where Rob's problems really begin.
I will be your worst nightmare. I will destroy everything you care about. I will take away everyone you love.
Even as a villain, Rob is spectacularly incompetent. His evil plans don't just fail, they fail in ways that defy common sense. We're talking accidentally helping his enemies level of disaster. In the bus, Rob orchestrates a complex scheme by convincing adults to stage a fake hostage situation to teach kids about skipping school, but secretly replaces their prop briefcase with a real bomb and alerts police that it's a genuine crime, planning to steal ransom money and blow up everyone on the bus.
Rob!
Oh, now you remember my name. It's Dr. Rekka to you, and yes, this whole thing was my idea.
But instead of creating an epic confrontation, Rob ends up desperately trying to save everyone when he realizes his plan actually put innocent people at risk. The guy can't even be bad at being bad properly.
Well, there's only one thing left to say. You are...
I know. I'm wrecked.
He keeps accidentally developing a conscience right when his schemes are about to work. This pattern repeats constantly throughout Rob's villain arc. Every attempt at revenge gets sabotaged by his own basic human decency. He wants to be evil, but he's fundamentally too good of a person to actually hurt anyone.
I will destroy ye and everyone ye love.
Sounds like a cat being strangled by another cat who's also being strangled.
It's like watching someone try to be a wolf when they're clearly a golden retriever with anger management issues. But here's where Rob's story gets much darker when you examine what being a nemesis actually means in this world. The show establishes that every hero needs a villain, and Rob gets assigned this role whether he wants it or not. The universe has him locked into this purpose, making villainy his sole reason for existing.
What will you use it?
Oh, you know, TVs, DVD players.
Vengeance! I am in control.
And the time has come.
Every time Rob tries to get revenge on Gumball, it backfires and makes his life exponentially worse. He gets beaten up, humiliated, and sent right back to square one. It's like watching someone try to climb out of a hole while the universe keeps making the hole deeper and adding more holes for good measure. In the disaster, Rob finally gets the upper hand by learning how to manipulate reality with a universal remote.
Amazing.
For once, he has genuine power and the ability to make Gumball suffer the way he has. But even when Rob succeeds, the victory gets ripped away from him through circumstances completely beyond his control. The timeline resets and suddenly Rob is back to being the pathetic, failed villain while everyone else gets their happy ending. This brings us to the most twisted part about Rob's existence. He's trapped in an endless cycle of failure that operates on a cosmic level. The show treats him as comic relief, but think about it from his perspective. You've been tortured by dimensional exile, nobody remembers your original self, your face is permanently disfigured, and every attempt to reclaim your dignity just makes you look more pathetic in front of everyone.
Thank you.
Dagnabbit!
I couldn't do it. You came all that way to save me.
Rob has transcended ordinary misfortune. The universe itself seems programmed to make his life miserable through supernatural levels of irony. When other characters have bad days, they learn lessons, grow as people, and move forwards. When Rob has bad days, which happens to be every single day, he just gets more broken and isolated. The episode The Future reveals something even more disturbing about Rob's fate. Rather than being stuck in the same cycle of failed villainy, Rob has actually grown beyond his petty revenge schemes. He kidnaps Banana Barbara to understand her prophetic paintings, desperately trying to learn about an approaching catastrophe that will destroy Elmore. When he tells Gumball his concerns are bigger than Gumball himself, it becomes clear Rob has evolved from a failed villain into someone trying to save the world, but nobody listens to him. What makes this especially cruel is how other characters treat Rob's pain. Gumball occasionally shows mild sympathy, but he never takes real responsibility for ruining Rob's life.
I was one of the world's mistakes.
It's Molly's treehouse!
But you only cared about Molly.
Darwin tries to be nice, but his kindness comes across as condescending pity rather than genuine remorse. The rest of Elmore just sees Rob as either a joke or a minor inconvenience. Here's my take on the whole situation. Rob represents something genuinely horrifying when you examine the implications. He's proof that in the world of Gumball, some people are just destined to be cosmic punching bags. The universe doesn't care about fairness, justice, or redemption. It only cares about maintaining the status quo, even if that means one person has to suffer eternally. What makes Rob's story so disturbing is how the show plays his suffering for laughs while never addressing the genuine tragedy of his situation. The guy lost his identity, his face, his place in reality, and any hope of meaningful relationships, all because he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Rob's existence is basically a cosmic horror story disguised as a cartoon comedy. He's fully aware that he's trapped in a cycle of suffering, he knows nobody genuinely cares about him, and he can't do anything to change his circumstances. That level of conscious hopelessness goes far beyond mere bad luck. It constitutes a form of psychological torture. The most heartbreaking part? Rob still tries. Despite everything, he keeps attempting to find meaningful connection or at least successful revenge. He refuses to give up even though the universe has made it clear that hope is not permitted in his storyline. That persistence in the face of cosmic indifference might be the most human thing about him. So yeah, it absolutely sucks to be Rob from the Amazing World of Gumball. The guy went from being a forgettable background character to being an unforgettable tragedy. His story serves as a reminder that sometimes bad things happen to people for no reason, and there's no guarantee that suffering leads to growth or redemption. Next time you're having a bad day, just remember, at least reality itself isn't actively conspiring against you, and your face isn't permanently glitched because you got curious about the wrong plot device. What do you think about Rob's story? Is he the most tragic cartoon ever, or am I reading too much into a kid's show? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into cartoon suffering, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Trust me, we've got plenty more depressing cartoon theories where that came from.